There's that cart again. Let that cart go by again. I don't know if you can hear it, but it seems very loud to me. Not that you can't meditate with loud sounds going. You definitely can, but we don't have to, because we can wait for it to go along on its way. Okay. Hello, beautiful humans. We're going to drop into some practice together. And you may wish to close your eyes. You may wish to keep your eyes open. You may wish to soft focus your eyes or point them down at the ground. You may wish to not think about your eyes at all. When I'm leading a meditation, I do a combination of eyes open and eyes closed. When I'm sitting on my own, I almost exclusively practice with my eyes closed, though every once in a while I do an opened eye practice of some sort or another. There's not one right way, in my opinion. In my opinion, there's not one right way. That is just an opinion. And opinions are made of thoughts and emotions and created out of conditions. So we can only trust opinions so far. But I do tend to think that as similar as we all are, and as ultimately completely connected as we all are, each of us has a different nervous system, different neural pathways that have been carved, different ways that we learn. And so the idea that there's one practice or one way of practicing that fits every human being, every beautiful human being, can't really get on board for that. So we find what is in alignment for us on this day, in this moment. And that's a great place to begin. Let's start with becoming aware from the body. Becoming aware from the head. And that includes the face. Becoming aware from the eyes and the nose, the mouth, the ears, that jaw. Becoming aware from the neck, the vocal cords, the throat, the back of the neck, the muscles in the neck. Little Jake just did a head shake using his neck muscles to illustrate where they are. Becoming aware from the shoulders, front and back. Becoming aware from the arms and the hands. Becoming aware from the torso. And perhaps there can be an awareness from the entire torso, or perhaps it's more of a scan through, becoming aware from the chest, becoming aware from the solar plexus, becoming aware from the stomach, the guts, the organs, becoming aware from the back body, upper back, mid back, lower back. Becoming aware from the hips, aware from the seat, aware from the pelvic area, from the genitals. Aware from the legs. Aware from the feet. And becoming aware from the entire body to whatever degree that's available. This dynamic, alive awareness. Perhaps you are aware from the body all the way around, head to the toes, fingertips, to the coccyx. And maybe there is a kind of tingle that is perceptible throughout all of the body. And now becoming aware from the space that your body takes up in space. Aware from the space that your body takes up in space. And that anything we're exploring can be a place to pause. If you find a spot that feels right and you want to hang there, feel free. Now becoming aware from the space around your body, just around the body, the space around the space that we were just aware from. Perhaps noticing that the space that the body takes up in space and the space just around the body are the very same thing. Becoming aware from here. The very same no thing, you could say. Extending out, becoming aware from the space of the room, aware from the space of the room that your body is part of. Continuing to expand out into this spacious awareness. Aware from this spacious awareness, ever expanding. Gloriously empty. Becoming aware from all space. Aware from all space. You and everything you know, part of this spacious awareness. Aware from that spacious awareness that you and everything you know is spacious awareness. including sound, including thought, including pain, including pleasure, including friends, including enemies, including right, including wrong. Limitless without fixed location. Nowhere to land and drive a flag into. Aware from spacious and all-inclusive awareness. And now finding your way back to this mind that forms opinion. I stated an opinion of there's not one right way to practice. So state to yourself one of your opinions. It could be an opinion about anything. The type of food you like, your political affiliation, your opinion on your in-laws, your opinion on sex or particular kinds of sex, your opinion on this meditation. Bringing an opinion to mind, noticing what happens in the mind and the body when this opinion is arising, when this view is held. The feeling of being right. To be very clear, there are things I view as right and things I view as wrong in the relative sense in the human experience. And I have great conviction in those views. So this exercise we're about to do does not discount or devalue your very important beliefs, views, convictions. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So we shall explore with this opinion, this view, this belief, this idea of being right. Once again, notice that vast, spacious, limitless, all-inclusive awareness. This view, this belief, it is a rising and passing inside of part of this spacious awareness. Not separate from, but not its own little reality. Get a taste for that. What is that like to notice the drop in an endless ocean that is your view? You might feel anger. You might feel fear. You might also feel great relief. The weight of that view, of this feeling of being right, this contraction can be released. Because there's nothing to hold on to or to make solid from this spacious awareness. Now we come back to the mind and we consider an opinion that we do not share, a view that we do not hold, a belief that we disagree with. Something that goes against our convictions. Could be the opposite of whatever opinion you were working with, or maybe something else. For consistency's sake, I'll go for a teacher that says there is one right way and this is it. So that opinion is the opposite of mine. I disagree with it. This is the one technique, the only technique, and it's the right one, and everyone has to do it. So you can tell by the tone of my voice that I disagree with that view. But I'm going to do this with you. We do this together. What we've got going right here, both those who are live and those who are joining later, is a community, and community offers support, and we are supporting each other in this practice. So finding that opposite opinion or that view that is not yours, and bring that to mind, the idea of that opinion or that view. Notice what happens in your mind and your body. So this is a kind of trigger practice because most likely it's triggering a kind of emotional and mental response. Perhaps some tension somewhere in the body, perhaps a voice saying, that's wrong, that's incorrect, that's bad. And just noticing that. Get a bit of mindfulness of self going here. Witnessing, becoming aware of that arising. And then returning again to this spacious, limitless, all-inclusive awareness. The space of all of space that you and everything you know is part of. Is arising inside of, coming back to awareness from this spacious, limitless, all-inclusive awareness. And what happens to this opinion, this view, this belief that is not yours, that you disagree with? What happens to the arising of self? What happens to the tension, to the argument in the mind when faced with the immensity of the space of all of space. Yeah, you can keep bringing it up. You can keep creating it. But what you're creating and what is creating or thinks it's creating it is also part of that vast, limitless, all-inclusive awareness. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go. And so as you may have started to get a sense of these views, these opinions, no matter whether you agree or disagree, they're ripples in an endless river. And when we are able to experience both our views and the views of others from this perspective, the tension, the contraction can release. The feeling of I am right can evaporate. And we can move from love, because this vast, limitless, infinite awareness seems to me is made of love. So we can come from this place of love, from absolute inclusivity, compassion, as we fiercely move towards what is right. As we allow our convictions to be a movement that moves people and moves worlds, rather than something that isolates and crunches and creates more and more attachment to this fallacy of separation. And when we practice activism from that place, it becomes something altogether different. And you might think back over some of the great activists and consider, might they have been aware from this vast, limitless, loving awareness when they changed the world? Taking a moment to find your way to your heart. And when I say heart, I mean your heart, the anatomical heart. I also mean the spiritual or emotional heart. Find your way to your heart. Find your way to whatever love is available there in your heart. Even if your heart is broken, even if your heart is angry, even if your heart is confused, can you find a whisper, a wisp, a little pocket of love? And maybe placing a hand on the heart might feel good. help you connect more deeply with that love. And almost the way you might start a fire that's gone out by gently but firmly blowing on to the coals. Start to stoke the love in your heart. Start to cultivate that spark until it begins to become a flame, until it's a bonfire of love inside your heart. And imagine that bonfire of love burning through hatred, burning through despair, burning through suffering, burning through separation inside of you and inside of everyone who's practicing with us, and inside of the hearts of everyone everywhere. And we burn with love. Thank you so much for practicing with me. An honor as always. I see you and I love you.